quickly as the crowd begins to filter off the ground. A quick tip from everyone on the panel.
Oh, I'll stick with what I said before the game. I'm not going to move away from the lines.
I'm going to say Mooroolbark.
Mooroolbark for me.
Yes, Mooroolbark to maintain their current slender 6-point lead.
What about Soupy?
Oh, Grant Campbell.
Yeah, I'm going to stay with Mooroolbark. They won the hit-outs that quarter, 15-8. Out of the centre, clearances 5-1. They had 46 kicks to 36, 24 handballs to 16, and 14 inside 50s to 10. Just better make sure you don't forget about me next time.
Great work, Greg Campbell, thanks to TubeStat Match Stats. Underway in the final term, it's Mooroolbark by a slender margin of 6 points over Mulgrave as Ford won the tap out. We'll have a secondary bounce as a tackle is claimed. Let's cross boundary side very quickly thanks to Life Care and Alice Mulgrave.
Yeah, the message from the coach there at three-quarter time is that increase the pressure, and he's challenged every player to at least 3 tackles in this final quarter, and there's a big talk about they need to win this quarter to play. Players were talking, saying, if we don't win this, we're not going to get to the finals, boys.
Great work from Alice Mulgrave at the Mooroolbark huddle at three-quarter time. And speaking of the Mustangs, it's Ford who wins the free kick out of the clearance. Sends a probing kick towards full forward. At the front was Galino. Couldn't take the mark. Crumbing at the back is Jordan. Tries to keep the ball in play. Is successful. Weaves a couple of would-be tacklers out of the way as Chivers falls to ground. Tries to find a hand pass out. A couple of players dump on top of each other with a big stack. And we'll have a ball up deep inside the 4 pocket for the Mooroolbark Footy Club. Let's cross boundary side thanks to Life Care. Tim Morgan.
Yeah, we obviously reported earlier that Chris Doyle was out with the injury, and I just got word. So David Eddy is gone home with a migraine, so we won't see him for the rest of the day. So they're the 2 players that are missing for Mulgrave.
Thanks very much, Tim, as Chivers sends a hoisted ball towards full forward. Galino waiting in the back. Also outside there is Jordan. The ball struggling to come out, and eventually the umpire recognises this as he crosses the arms, and we have yet another bounce deep inside the 4 pocket for the Mustangs.
Who are the match winners going to be for either side, boys? Obviously, the obvious one that comes to mind is Demetrio or Galino for Mooroolbark. Who else are you thinking is going to be the one?
Oh, Sia Koulis surely would probably be the one that you'd look to for Mulgrave. Again, I like the look of Linford as well for Mooroolbark. I think they're the 2 players. And also, actually, Michael Smith, he's been on best 9 occasions this season. They need a lift from him if they're going to win this game.
He's been a fantastic player for the last couple of seasons now, Michael Smith from Mooroolbark, as the umpire restarts this one. No one went after it, so we'll give that knockout to Sia Koulis then in the end. Picked up, though, nicely by Brumby on the right boot, kicks the ball inside forward, 50, standing strong. The big man, Roach, takes the mark on the second bite, and he's going to have a shot on goal from about 45 metres out, almost directly in front.
He's a big boy. Look at the size of it.
Imposing figure is Sean Roach. And an important kick in the context of this game too.
I'll tell you what, the big man have stood tall today, all of them across all sides.
Currently a 1 goal lead to Mooroolbark. We can stretch it to 2 here. Cross down boundary side shortly. But in the meantime, it is Sean Roach to give his side a 2-goal buffer from 45 metres out. He gives it everything he's got, and it's certainly enough to goal on the board, the first of the last term to the Mooroolbark Football Club. And on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, they move to 10-9-69. Mulgrave 9-3-57.
Well, a fantastic effort by Roach there. He, he just used his obviously strength, and it was a great mark, and he's gone back and done the right thing for Mooroolbark. Great goal.
Quick round the ground, sorry, Damo. Mitcham, all the running at the start of the last quarter at Tormore Reserve. Can't kick a goal, though. They lead by 3 points, and Waverley Blues, they trail North England by 3 points at three-quarter time.
Let's cross boundary side thanks to Life Care. Alice Mulgrave.
Yeah, it just looked like Luke Chivers from Mooroolbark's come off, limping heavily. It'll be interesting to see whether he takes part in any of the rest of the game.
Thanks very much, Alice, as the ball is back into the centre, and again the Mustangs surging on their momentum as Lingford says a dribbling kick towards centre half forward, diving on top of a Galino, lost his feet, pushed out of the contest. The Lions have the numbers, the big fend off, and don't argue from Gladman was successful. The ball paddled forward, a brilliant hip and shoulder, but it was high contact in the end, so the umpire's called a rightful free kick. That's going the way of the Lions, to be taken by Robbie Edwards, the Lions skipper. He has to lift in this last term. Looks out wide towards the centre wing position. Polkinghorne falling behind Fowler. Polkinghorne did well to retrieve the footy. Snaps it towards centre half forward. Edwards finds the hand pass. Eventually it's taken there by Stocky for the Lions. They have the numbers and work it out. Edwards chips the ball towards centre half back and finds his intended target in Luke Parker, who's been a very good drifter and very versatile across the afternoon. As the Lions head towards the opposite wing, Jamar was certainly claimed in a high tackle. It'll be a free kick to that player on centre wing on the western side of the ground here at Heights Reserve. He looks inboard to Matty Young, who's been quiet in recent stages. Off to Jamar, through the corridor they move at the Lions, towards full forward. Big fly came from Siakulis. At the back, chance now for the Mustangs. Mitchell couldn't quite take it. Eventually they have the numbers, however, and they can work it out on the outer side through Linford.
Linford on the right, on the left boot, I should say, kicks the ball up towards the wing position. Roach nearly had a second bite at it. There's a heavy tackle being laid there by Bishop. The umpire said it was fair. Ball scoots out the back towards the Young direction. He hits the deck and will have a bounce. So, member side of the ground, right where the crowd is, will be getting right into this game.
Good turnout too.
Ladies' Day out at Heights Reserve. Armstrong from the stoppage snaps it around the body, but to no avail. Nobody's home. Mulgrave, they might get a little bit of a run through the middle here if the ball can just sit up nicely for them. Handball over the back. It's going towards the Parker direction. He has to lay a tackle, which he does, and the umpire will come in and bounce. A good result there for Mooroolbark.
Yes, indeed, and I tell you what, they do have the advantage at this stage. They're in the box seat, they're at home, and they've got a sled to lead. They look like they are in the box seat.
So the ball's been thrown up once again. Good tackle on Sutherland.
Just dumped it in the ground.
Receive it back. That was Parker. Certainly goes in hard. He's a smart footballer. And we've mentioned it a few times today. Edwards goes up into the ruck. Jamo was the first player there. Scooped upon by Young now on the left boot. Kicks it into the middle of Heights Reserve, but nobody is home except for the big man, Matty Ford, who's certainly putting his hand up for the best player on the ground today. But he certainly does have friends. There's plenty of them out here. Jordan takes the mark. He's in the middle of the ground. Might elect to go wide here. Was an okay option too. Mooroolbark inside forward 50. They stream now. Big fly over the back. That was silly by Roper. He could have nearly given away a free kick. Paddled over the boundary line by Rhett Willsmore, and we'll have a boundary throw in about 35 metres out from the Mooroolbark goals.
Light rain starting to trickle down too. That could be a factor. Yes.
So Roach went up unattended really in the end, palmed it down, came in Stokey, couldn't pick the ball up. Well, he did, but he couldn't get away from the double tackle, and we'll have another bounce. Grant Campbell, thanks to Choose Tap.
Inside 50s 5-1 in favour of Mooroolbark. They're leading the clearances 5-2 and hit out 7-2.
Well, Gilling left it alone. It eventually scooted out to Jamo, gets a little handball over the top. He's looking for his teammate there in Stokey or Stocky, whichever way you want to call it. We've done everything this afternoon. The ball goes in towards the middle of the ground. It was a risky kick, but a good one too. Mark's been taken by Brad Fowler. Cool head in a tough situation normally, drives the ball up towards centre half forward, a lot of sun around and making it very difficult for the players and the commentators. Bouncing football right up towards the pocket, through for one behind in the end. So on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, as we cross the 8-minute mark of this final term, it is Mooroolbark 10-9-69, Mulgrave at 9-4-58.
So an 11-point margin here at Heights Reserve. Certainly shaping up to be a thrilling finale to this game, a very crucial one in the context of the Division 2 season. The non-officiating umpire is pointing out that a player from Mooroolbark is coming off the ground. Alistair Jackson looks like he's in a spot of bother.
A lot of spot of bother.
He's in agony, carried off by two trainers, so the umpire just holding play off as he makes his way to the interchange bench. At the present time, the Mustangs have the ball deep inside their back pocket. The kick from Tesoriero looks towards the half-back flank. The Lions have the numbers at the back of the pack. They need to assert themselves on the scoreboard if they have any chance. Booth, a clever little kick over the top, but to no avail because the Mustangs have the numbers at the back. And James Belly forces it over the boundary line and out of bounds. We'll have a throw in deep inside the 450 for the Lions.
Just a quick update from Werribee. Our boys still leading 11-11-77 to 7-7-49. Brett Jordan from Norwood has just snapped a ripper by all accounts.
Yes, had him on the huddle during the week.
I have to recall this throw in here because it looks as if it didn't favour over at the ruckman.
No,
it went straight up in the air.
Not enough Wheaties.
Well, a little bit slippery for the boundary umpire as well.
Absolutely.
Understandable too, given the inclement weather, as Ford wins the tap down to ground level. Taking it was Miles for the Mustangs, and it flattened. It looks as if it's going to be on here. It's very willing. And the umpire just needs to control the situation at the moment as tempers fray.
Well,
obviously,
there's going to be some cards being given here.
Yeah, and you would expect that too. A lot on the line. Certainly the aggression and feeling in this game. Gee, a few a few
Somehow this game's got to restart. This game's got to restart. Let's have a look at some of the scores at three-quarter time, shall we? We're starting Division 4. Ferntree Gully by 38 over Park Orchards. A bit of an upset out here today. Kilsyth by 20 points over Surrey Park, so they stretch their lead. In Division 3, Wanturna South, 88-point lead over Heathmont at three-quarter time. Templestowe by 15 over Ringwood. You'll be happy with that one, Seymour.
Yep.
A 20-point lead by Whitehorse over Churnside Park. Upper Ferntree Gully by 8 points over the Glen Waverley Hawks, who are coming, and the Basin by 25 points in a game where they've always had the wood over South Belgrave. As we'll get a restart very shortly in this match. There have been a few players sent off. I believe that Matt Ford is one of them. Let's cross down boundary side thanks to Life Care to Tim Morgan.
Yeah, Matt Ford right there. He got 2 yellow cards in the end because he was sent off for his part in the fracas and then didn't get off as the umpire told him 3 times, so he's now being given the red. No one from Mulgrave yet. There was a lot of players involved. I'd almost call Ford a little unlucky to be the only man singled out in that whole thing, but definitely a lot of heat, definitely a lot of yelling going from both benches here.
That's a big loss for Mooroolbark, isn't it?
It's gigantic, just like he is. And the free kick is going to go to Mulgrave across the half-forward line, I believe. Roach is giving a bit of lip behind. They've got to be careful. The 25-metre penalty is not going to be paid here because the free kick's in the arms of Stokey. So the pass goes inside forward 50, and the crowd really enjoyed that one, didn't they? As Mooroolbark are able to clear the football out towards the wing position. The kick goes. It's a one-on-one situation. Who's going to win this foot race? Dylan Sutherland will be the first man there. The clever one, though, was Tim Goldsmith, who got the ball back in towards Young. He put himself under a bit of pressure, but they're going to link up okay here. Goldsmith, once again, short passes on. Cole takes the mark on wing position, out of sight of the ground. Just slowing things up a little bit. He wants to create the switch, you would think. Good. And it's a good-looking kick in towards the middle as Billing took the mark. He got the handball away. He was looking for his teammate there in Willsmore. He got wrapped up in a tackle. In fact, it was Jack Roper. Scotty Demetrio's got him and forced the stoppage. Bounce inside the square, centre-half forward for Mooroolbark.
That's a ripper tackle by Demetrio because it just stopped all the run. There was no way he could get the hand pass out. Well done, Demetrio.
Ball comes out towards Siakoulis. Got rid of it in the end. Fowler copped one very high for his troubles. He'll receive the free kick across centre-half back. He needs to get up because Tommy Gladman's came out to the wing, but he's quickly been spotted.
You feel like whichever team maintains their composure and keeps their cool is ultimately going to win this contest. It's really going to test the mental battle of both sets of players.
So a blood rule, I believe it's Jeremy Newman for Mooroolbark, who's going off with
boundary.
That's Brad Fowler for Mulgrave.
Just quickly, BWS, it's all happening out of Toolmore Reserve. 20 minutes gone in the last quarter. Mitcham 7-18-60. They lead Baronia 8-7-55. Mitcham have kicked 1 goal 6 in the last quarter.
Boundary side, thanks to Life Care. Sorry, BWS. Alice Mulvogue.
Yeah, after that little fracas before Joshua Hammond's come off, looks like he copped an elbow to the nose. That means Mooroolbark's currently down to a one-man bench.
Well, Roper drives the ball inside forward 50, getting back and taking a good mark is Mitchell. He's been quite serviceable across the half-back line here today, Mitchell.
Yeah, he reads the play really well, and he's taking some courageous intercept marks.
Wearing the sleeves. Got a sun shower out here at Heights Reserve, 4 seasons in a day. Melbourne special. Umpire paid a mark to Tesoriero, then didn't, but he had time, so he takes off now. Drives the ball up towards centre half forward. Going after it there was Jordan. Couldn't pull the mark in, but gained was able to trap the football in there after the tackle from Parker and force the stoppage, which will have a bounce just outside the centre square here.
So an intriguing contest here at Heights Reserve in front of a very significant crowd. Can the Mustangs win for their home fans? They lead it by 11 points at the present time as Chivers dives on the football after the stoppage. Feeds it out to his teammate in Linford. Onto the left foot. A probing kick inside the 50. Galito couldn't quite hold it on the second bite. He's claiming it. Umpire calls play on. And eventually a bounce is officiated. In fact, it was Demetrio who flew high for the mark. He's kicked 4. And to the chagrin of the Mooroolbark supporters, it'll be a ball up. Umpire just calling for some respite here and a bit of order in what has been a very willing final term.
I think he may have marked that too.
I think he did. A little bit unlucky.
Well, regardless, ball up deep inside the Mustangs 50. It's won by Roach in the ruck contest, but Mulgrave have the numbers at the back. A dribbling kick towards the outer side of the ground on the half-back flank. Diving on top of the football there is Lease for the Lions. Found Siakoulis, who managed to weed his way out of trouble. Chips the pass, again very composed with the football, and finds the intended target in Tom Gladman. The big man who's been serviceable for the Lions this afternoon can orchestrate a foray forward here for the Lions. Kicks to a 3-on-2 in favour of the Mustangs. At the back, Armstrong has time to assess the options. Switches the play, does it well, and hits the target in Brumby, who takes the mark on centre half back. So Brumby is chipping the play around. They're very content here, Mooroolbark, to waste time as they have an 11-point buffer at the present time. Chivers feeds it out wide to Tessariero. Brilliant kick. Speared the pass to his target in Bishop, who takes it on centre wing. So Bishop leaving it along the boundary line, which is very wise play. However, he's kicked it out on the full on this occasion on the half-forward flank. So Mulgrave have the opportunity now to bring it towards their forward line and orchestrate a score. The kick missed the target, however, they went inboard. It could prove costly. Chivers towards full forward. Kick off target as it's skewed off the side of the boot. Galeno a one-on-one, loses out, and his opponent in Willsmore does the team thing and forces it through for a rush behind. So Mulgrave now 2 goals in arrears of Mooroolbark, and we've gone 14 minutes in this final term.
10-10 plays 9-4. Great game on EFL game day once again. Parker, as he's done so a number of times this afternoon, plays it to himself just to gain that extra 10 metres, went out towards the Gladman direction. Butler, and the fall of the ball, got the handball out. Well done there by Shivers to put his body on the line and then lay a ripper tackle from the ground. Charging over the top there was Roach. The umpire will come in and bounce it about 50 metres out from the Mooroolbark goals. You get the feeling if the Mustangs can get the next one, it will shut the gates. Yeah,
you definitely feel that the chances are wearing thin for the Lions. They've really got to arrest this momentum and get some quick goals on the board. Otherwise, it's going to be a loss against their name today.
Cam Limford will be the man to pick himself up at the bottom of the pack as another player who's always there. He's had a fantastic game, Cam Limford, today.
Could feature in the votes there, BWS.
Have no doubt that he probably will at some point in time. West, little handball away to Parker. Drives the ball out of that danger zone up towards the wing position. At the back of the pack, it was spoiled by Williams. He'll get a chance to go after it again. Paddled it towards the advantage of Newman. He ended up tunnelling it through his legs to the Mitchell direction. He goes backwards. Tessariero. They're fumbling around with it. Mooroolbark as the ball comes now for the McGowan inside forward 50. Which way is this one going to bounce? And it goes through for one behind. It was a tough kick. It was a skew F kick off the boot, but minor score is the result, and it's back to an 11-point ball game. 10-10. 70 Mooroolbark, and 9-8 59 is the Mulgrave Football Club. They need 2 straight kicks to get back in front.
That's right.
It's the old 7-point play. Let's see if Mulgrave can do it.
So, reaching the 16-minute mark of this final term, time rapidly becoming the enemy for the Lions as Tessariero, the designated kicker, sends a long ball towards the half-back flank. Free kick's being picked out by the umpire. It's going the way of the Lions, so they have yet another scoring opportunity here. It's in the arms of Perry Cole. There's a long way out, certainly beyond his range, so he's going to switch it into the corridor. Finds his teammate in Parker, who's been impressive this afternoon.
I'd say he's been their best player today.
Yeah, definitely.
So Luke Parker just trying to assess the options once again. Puts his eyes up, looks out wide, and it looks as if it's Jamal on the half-forward flank for the Lions. A very important attack here. 4A forward for the Mulgrave Football Club. The Mooroolbark players have sent numbers deep in their defensive zone as Mulgrave try and orchestrate a forward thrust. The kick missed the target. Chance now for the Mustangs to clean up if they have the opportunity. Bishop dives on top of the football. A couple of players go in with him as they burrow underneath, and we have yet another stoppage, but it's on the centre half forward position for the Mulgrave Footy Club. A very crucial time in the game.
They need to get a goal here, or at least in the next 2 minutes, just to give themselves a little bit of a chance, a little bit of a sniff. Get up and about, they can get excited and maybe run over the top of them. But 1 goal in the last quarter only so far, and it's been to Mooroolbark, and they're happy with the way it's playing out.
Across their centre half forward line, West lays a tackle. Umpire asking the players to get the ball out. Shivers is on the bottom of the pack. Eventually we'll have another stoppage. Grant Campbell, thanks to Choose Tap Match Stats.
Handballs this quarter 17-4 in favour of Mulgrave, and the kick count is 30-25, also in favour of Mulgrave.
Well, Booth got the knockdown. Jamo got the kick to the hot spot, and getting across and taking a very strong mark is Stokey, who's already... Has he kicked a goal this afternoon, Stokey?
I haven't got one against his name.
No, so he will. Well, what an opportunity to put you first on the board and reduce this margin back to only 5 points. It's a pretty bread and butter kick, you would think. He's going to kick from about 35 metres out from goal, and a slight angle as well.
Yeah, you'd certainly back him from here. And Mulgrave, they just seem to be lacking a bit of intensity, so hopefully this gives them just that.
So he starts his approach now. Stokey. He comes in. He keeps it straight too. What a fantastic kick that was. Straight over the goal umpire's head it goes. And on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, we have got a game on our hands here, as we have had all afternoon. 10-10-70. The home side, Mooroolbark lead Mulgrave a 10-5-65. What a cracker. We've reached time on in the last quarter.
Well, I mean, like,
go down to the wire.
Yeah, this certainly is going to go down the wire. I felt like in this last quarter, every time Mulgrave has gone forward, Mooroolbark have had the answers. But in that first occasion, they've been able to take that mark, and they've got to believe now, Mulgrave. They've just got to believe.
Well, stats don't lie, and Soupy just told us that Mulgrave have certainly had more of the footy in the last quarter. So they've got to keep pressuring, keep pushing it forward. And it's going to take one act of brilliance that'll win or lose this game for either side.
Certainly will.
The sun striking valiantly through the clouds and shining on Heights Reserve on this game. It's been a cracker. Mooroolbark with a 5-point margin. We're reaching the 19-minute mark of this final term as we have a secondary bounce in the middle of the ground. Very important clearance to be won here. Booth won the tap down for Mulgrave. They edge it further forward with a couple of soccer kicks. Diving on top of the ball is Polkinghorn. Stocky has him wrapped up, and we'll have yet another bounce in the centre of the ground, slightly in the forward half for Mulgrave. See who can win this clearance. Every possession is important from this point onwards. Roach wins the tap for Mooroolbark, falls to ground level. No one can get an effective disposal out of the scrimmage and extricate it as Newman dives on top of the footy. Another bounce. It's almost anticlimactic in a way, this passage of play, but you get the sense that something's about to happen. Bounce in the centre. Roach again winning the knockdown, but it's Mulgrave with the clearance through Siakoulis. It goes inside their 50. Chance at the back now for the Mustangs. Brilliant composure shown by Mitchell as he swings it out to Polkinghorn with the hand pass. They link through. Linford is claimed a brilliant tackle. Sensational tackle applied by Barola. And as a consequence, it's a free kick to Mulgrave on their half-forward line. That could be a match-saving tackle here from Jared Barola. 55 metres out from goal. They trail by 5 points here, the Lions. We've reached time on in the final term. Barola shoots towards full forward. At the back, Mark almost taken. It was dropped at the end there by Stocky. At full forward, it's right on the goal line here for Mulgrave, and the umpire calls for a bounce.
I want to rush behind here. That's the best result they can take, Mooroolbark.
Had the chance there, Stocky. Had the random kick out of the pack.
And there it is, the rush behind for Mooroolbark. Very, very temperamental there. That was from Kane Williams, forcing it through. So it's a 4-point margin now in favour of the Mustangs. They hang on grimly to that lead, 10-10-70. Mulgrave 10-6-66. We're reaching the 21-minute mark of this final term on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Grant Campbell, thanks to Choose Tap. As the ball's been kicked in, didn't want a bar of it. someone who did want a bar of it was Cam Linford, and he took the mark across the half-back line.
It's been brilliant. One of the only ones, I think, for Mooroolbark that's actually played a 4-quarter game of footy.
Yeah, definitely.
Short passes on, that's okay. Noonan has it. They're still in that danger territory. 23.5 minutes gone. Kicks it into the sun on towards the wing position. The ball's knocked back up towards the half-forward line now for Mulgrave. Difficult conditions out here as the ball is kicked up towards the half-forward line now. Who's going to stand strong? It's Jordan. He gets boot to ball, kicks it inside forward 50 to the run of Galeno. He's been held quite well in this second half. Well done by Willsmore. Forced towards the boundary line. He might get another chance at it now. Red picked the ball up. Demetrio came in. He had a little handball over the top. Galeno, can you be the hero? Galeno! What a fantastic goal! Great assist from Demetrio to the run of Galeno, who runs in. And, well, that might just be enough for the home side. Mooroolbark on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, 11-10-76. Mulgrave 10-6-66. A 10-point margin and a great bit of play by the forwards.
I think it's a cruel game. Rhett Willsmore has done a fantastic job on Galeno today. Apart from a 5-minute patch in the second quarter where he got off the chain a little bit, he'll be kicking himself that Galeno was able to get a little bit of space there. And how's the finish, the classy finish on on the left foot from deep in the pocket. That's what dreams are made of.
Seymour, you said it. There's going to be one act. There's going to be one act where, you know, a bit of class, a bit of composure. When it counted, could win this game, and it looks like Galino's just done just that.
22.5 minutes gone on the time clock. Galino's third major gives Mooroolbark a 10-point buffer as Polkinghorne burrows his way out of trouble in the centre. Jamar's fresh air shot wasn't very effective off the ground. The kick towards the half-forward line for Mooroolbark. Gathering it on the bounce there is Belly. Tries to wheel around. The umpire's called for a free kick. It's going the way of the Mustangs to the delight of the home crowd, and a 25-metre penalty. Just to rub salt into the wound. A bit of ill discipline there from the Lions. What happened there, Soupy?
That's only the second free kick for Mooroolbark this quarter. Mulgrave have had 7. Inside 50s have gone 10-9 Mulgrave's way.
Just some news coming through from Toolmore Reserve, and would you believe it, on the last kick of the day, the home side, the Boronia Football Club have got up by just a single solitary point.
Wow.
Thanks to Wayne Brasher for keeping us updated via Twitter today. That's a massive result from Boronia. Another close one.
Thank you, Seymour and Brash, also with those around the grounds results, and Grant Campbell with stats thanks to Choose Tap. This could put the seal on the deal. A shot on goal for Mooroolbark. It's on the way. It's hoisted high. It's across the face, however, to the right, and only a minor score. So Mooroolbark now have an 11-point advantage, 11-11-77. Mulgrave still alive, just 10-6-66 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. We've gone almost 24 minutes in this final term.
I can also confirm that Glen Averley Hawks, very gallant, but they've gone down by 10 points, 4-11 to just 4 goals won.
Very gallant indeed. Pardon me, as Roper gets out of the back line. Dangerous, handball away to Butler. Tried to break a couple of tackles here. Mooroolbark look like they've got all the run. Free kick though, He's going to be paid to Butler off the ball, I believe.
They've got to roll the dice. There's just not enough time to do anything else, but roll the dice.
It's certainly a case of move the ball down the middle and kick it as far as you can. They've created the switch here. It might just work out okay for Demetrio, who cut across the front and took the mark. The umpire paid it in the end, or it can't be advantage because it was a mark. So Demetrio will have a shot on goal. Jeremy Newman was running into what would have been another chance, another nail in the coffin, but they'll still get their chance. Mooroolbark, a shot on goal from about 45 metres out.
How fitting too that it's in the arms of Scotty Demetriou, the pertinent goal kicker all day for Mooroolbark.
He hasn't had a huge day in terms of possessions, but when anyone kicks 5 goals, if he puts this one through on a game where I think the 21 goals that have been kicked have been actually quite hard to come by, so I've had to work hard to get the score on the board. So he's had a fantastic day, Scotty Demetriou.
He's kicked 4 goals and a couple of goal assists as well. The crowd will certainly ride this home, and he'll certainly tell you about it if he puts it through. He pushes it to the right-hand side. The purchase was certainly there, and one behind is the result, and it's now back to a 2-goal game. 11-12-78 Mooroolbark, Mulgrave a 10-6-66. We've gone 27 minutes in the final term.
Well, you get the sense that at least Mooroolbark can't lose from here. Mulgrave can force a tie, but they have to hurry it up now as West gives the hand pass off to Parker. One last roll of the dice. It doesn't pay off, however, and once again, it is Armstrong chipping in for the Mustangs. Kick towards the centre of the ground. Mark dropped there by Newman. Falls to ground level. Hand pass comes out. It was a throw. Smith tried to run off with it, but it's going to come back and be a Mooroolbark free kick. And it looks as if the recipient is Siakoulis. Umpire calling play on as Siakoulis charges through the middle of Heights Reserve. Through the corridor he goes with a bounce. Sends a long ball towards the forward line, but again chipping in the big man in Roach for the Mooroolbark Footy Club.
Well done.
And he can slow the play down deep inside the defensive zone. He's turned it straight over. Kicked it into the arms of Jamar. So still a chance here for the Lions. They have to score a goal quickly. Centres it towards centre half forward and finds the target in the leading outstretched McGowan. He's kicked 3 this afternoon, but he could be too far out. Chips the pass, almost found the target there in Stocky. Dropped the mark he should have taken. Falls to ground level. Hand pass comes out into the path of Cole. He's claimed by a couple of Mustangs. One of them Newman. Forced to ground level. A desperation act there. And Mooroolbark kick it out of their defensive zone. Demetriou leads in the race for the ball on centre wing. Taps it towards the boundary line, and eventually it's taken over with a little soccer kick from Jordan. And it's out of play. Centre wing on the eastern side of Heights Reserve.
More scores flying through here, fellas. One turn to south, a massive 96-point win over Dyson Baker's Heathmont Jets.
2 goals is the margin out here at Heights Reserve as the ball's been thrown back in. Siakoulis wrapped up in a tackle. Jeremy Newman's right on his case. And we'll have a bounce right in front of us here on the broadcast side. Heights Reserve 2-goal lead to the home side. The celebrations are about to kick off on Ladies' Day out here, but Mulgrave aren't done with yet. Armstrong got a little handball away to his mate Linford. He's got Parker there to beat. Both players who've worked tirelessly all afternoon. See another stoppage as a siren sounds, and it is Mooroolbark taking victory out here today in what was a fantastic game. Final scores on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard: 11-12, 78 Mooroolbark, Mulgrave 10-6, 66. An epic clash in what was tough conditions out here at Heights Reserve today.
It's a fantastic win from the Mooroolbark Football Club. You picked it